Red 2 standing by, all for Lita Andy in the green. Welcome back to Donkey Kong 64. There's been a lot of trouble. Crystal Caves has some potentially rough challenges. But we do have a bit going our way. Once we get these out of the way, probably the most irritating ones, some of the most irritating ones anyway, are done. Lanky has to race the infamous beetle, and then there's this game with a weird sort of ice tomato pumpkin thingy. So, we have a game we can take on, which is basically turn over as many tiles as possible by ground pounding, and of course, he gets to cheat by turning over the first one, but we also have rapid button presses on our side, ideally. And we have to just show as many DK logos as possible. Target our opponent's spaces and don't ground pound your own. Because otherwise you will wind up revealing K. Rool faces. Bit of patience, and we should be able to win this one fairly easily. Don't try and do things too fast if you're on the virtual console, because you will inevitably wind up messing things up. Or the buttons just don't register. Anyway, we've absolutely romped home with a score of 11-3. And he basically just chucks a fit. Now we come up to the worst part. I don't know why we have some random ice tomato in there, but that's just one of those strange things about Rare games. They always had these weird and random characters in them. And everything has eyes. Or at least in some of their games anyway. More light-hearted ones, nearly everything has eyes. It's especially prevalent in the Banjo games and in Conker's Bad Fur Day. I'm not exactly sure why, but just part and parcel of it, really. It's just one of those little trends. One of those little designer traits. There we go, banana medal. Now, if you're using the orangutan sprint for the first time, you can't actually beat the beetle. So, now there are jumps that I can't really figure out that well, so we have to stick the landing. We have to get 50 coins, which is a nuisance because in the first part we're fighting ice physics and I've already missed 3 coins and the beetle gets a very good head start. Oh. So janky minigame coupled with one of my arch nemesis' bad handling. This is going to be about as fun as getting a dose of anthrax. See, that's one of the things that annoys me. If you try to jump that, you almost always wind up in the lava. I don't know if there's very specific timing, if it has to be right on the lip or something, but Why do I keep veering off to the side every time? Oh, come on, handle! Oh, whoever decided this was a good idea should have been fired. Alright, give it the beans. Absolutely give it the beans. Give it every type of bean there is. And of course, if we run into the beetle's fat ass, we lose coins. Which is patently unfair. Alright, full speed ahead. Full speed ahead, we're gaining. Oh, you bastard! Handle, take it on the inside, take it on the inside, take it on the inside. Yes! Oh, once again, your tears are delicious, you smug, insufferable pain in the ass. You've cheated by giving yourself a massive head start. We have to wait to get into a barrel. We have to deal with abysmal handling, and we beat you. Can you tell I hate ice physics? Because I do. A lot. I think they're absolutely terrible. I will always be convinced they're absolutely terrible. I'm surprised I stuck that landing when I had to find the camera. But there we are. We've got probably the worst banana in the Crystal Caves. I nearly said Creepy Castle. There's... Oh god, that's actually just made me realize something. If Crystal Caves is turning out this nightmarish, what exactly is going to happen when I wind up having to deal with beavers in Creepy Castle? Like, because, I mean, like, Res developers have had some really good ideas, but whoever decided, basically, whoever came up with the brilliant idea of basically making 2 beaver bothers in Creepy Castle, both of which are absolutely insufferable. Whoever's brilliant idea that was is genuinely evil. Granted, first time around, I didn't have any trouble with the beavers whatsoever, but that's going to change. That is probably going to change because Creepy Castle's beaver bothers are terrible. The beetle race is terrible. Because like Mario Kart, it's basically a whole bunch of arbitrary conditions being placed on you. Right, so we can't get that. Just got to get the banana balloon and the monkey port. But there we go. Okay, so... where is Tiny's other... Where is Tiny's other banana? Oh yeah, I didn't activate that. I left that one for Diddy. I've just completely drawn a blank. I think everything I've dealt with has just sort of fried my brain. Because I did Tiny's log cabin. She's got the igloo. What? Oh no, what am I missing? What do I need to do with Tiny? For starters, I do need to swim through the water around here and get some bananas, but there is something I'm missing. Because I don't think she has another log cabin. Ah. I've got so flustered, I've just completely... I think there's another... There must be another mini monkey thing somewhere. There must be another mini monkey near Cranky's. At least we've got some pretty fish. Alright, so we're going to need Diddy, but I still need to find that one more banana with Tiny. Must be near Cranky's. Oh yes, there it is. Well, at least I found it, but oh boy. I'm a bit shaken up. We probably could finish Crystal Caves in this episode because the worst stuff is out of the way. I'm going to get it all done and dusted. This is our 3 banana port, I believe. Is this our banana balloon? Where? It's Chunky's. For some random reason, we have this. What have we got as our bonus? Oh, no. Oops! Okay, so there's a bit of a cheat you can do. You could do this on the Nintendo 64 version, so it's perfectly legit to actually do this. Yeah, if you pause the game, you kind of have to pause the game so that you can see where the banana is and to react quickly enough. It's not quite cheating as far as I'm concerned. It's a little questionable, maybe, but it's not really cheating because, as I said, these games are kind of dependent on lag, so... Because the frame rate on the N64 tended to chug a lot. So we can go and get things for Chunky. Might as well get as many bananas as we can. And then I'll grab Diddy because we need his Kasplat and we can also open up this igloo. I will need to grab the rocket barrel. Might as well get as many as we can because we need 350 for the boss. And trust me when I say, the boss is a joke. Crystal Caves has so many little things that will drive you nuts. They'll bug you, they'll annoy you to no end. Like the stupid beetle race, the horrible, horrible handling there. There'll be so much stuff that is just a right royal pain in the ass. And then you get to the boss and... it's almost an insult how pathetic the boss is, comparatively speaking. You have to go through absolute hell trying to get so much done in this. And then the boss turns out to be pretty useless. Line that. So do my jumping skills, in all fairness, but oh boy. It was not a good day to start off with, and it has not been a good day all throughout recording. It's been rough. But sometimes you do get those. I've been trying to stay positive. I'll vent my frustration a bit during some games when I'm playing on my own, because in all fairness, I don't know how I managed to do that. I thought I jumped, but okay. I don't really have a good way of getting a lot of frustration out, because sometimes there's a bit of stress. Sometimes there's a lot of stress. I'm getting better at handling it. I'm getting better at not letting it get to me. But sometimes you do need to vent that bit of steam, and problem is, because I was getting to a point where I was basically just trying to let everything go under the radar, to force everything back down, that was starting to get really problematic, and it didn't help when I was dealing with other people, because it would just wind up hurting them. So, if I can... Thank you. So yeah, I needed the right way to let... I need the right ways to let off stress and things like that. And I'm slowly finding that, but even with games and things like that, sometimes I just gotta have that bit of... have that little bit of a vent when things go badly and try again. There we are, we should have our instruments, because there are legitimately some horrible challenges in this. I don't know how I'm going to go in Creepy Castle, because I'm pretty rusty with this. It's been a very, very long time since I played this. Move forward very, very carefully. I probably shouldn't have stuck that landing, but yeah, like... I'm definitely not perfect. I've been making a lot of mistakes, but I'm endeavoring to learn from those mistakes. I'll get a bit frustrated with myself. I'll probably yell a bit, mostly because there's that perfectionist coming through, but I'm starting to find that if I am sort of yelling at things per se, it's like I'm yelling at them for the sake of yelling at them. I'm not actually really mad. Oh, there are some things in here which are incredibly infuriating. Nobody's going to deny that. But I'm feeling a lot better about a lot of things overall. I'm feeling I can handle things a bit better. And I hope to keep going that way. I think we only need the one Kasplat now. So, we have a barrel bust up. Okay, so that one's number 3. Please. 5. 2. Of course, the last one I picked. 2. Please don't cartwheel. Pick up the barrel. Okay, I should have this. And there we go. Despite a few mishaps, we have to throw those barrels and we get gold banana. Not too bad. Almost complete. As I said, I'll switch to Chunky next. And we get to leave. Not a bad shot. Away we go. There's... Like, I'm going to be honest, it's been kind of a stressful day. Recording hasn't quite gone as right as I'd want it to. There have been a few little problems along the way, and we all do have bad days. It's okay to admit that. I mean, never ever acknowledge that some people, as things go, may wind up having it a bit worse. But always be willing to acknowledge that we're going through our own struggles. We will have our own challenges, and even if they're not always as severe in the great scheme of things. Let me see. They may not necessarily be as severe in the great scheme of things. They're still impacting us, and we still need that little bit of help sometimes to get back on our feet. There are some things over which it's admittedly petty to complain. Oh! I've been looking forward to this. Guess who's strapped to that TNT barrel? I'm gonna love this. My banana... Excuse me. I am trying to shoot down a banana balloon. Excuse me. Didn't realize they came out and kept respawning. Hey, now you can't get me. I want that banana balloon. All 100 bananas for Chunky. And out we go, and we try again. You know, I really don't have to save you. I could quite easily have the game finished with 200 gold bananas, and I would be satisfied for all the crap you put me through. But Chunky is a magnanimous person, even if I'm not. There have been plenty of occasions. There we are, we've actually saved him. And for once he's grateful, we don't actually have to do things a second time. But yeah, there have been plenty of occasions in games where I'm like, okay, the character I'm playing might be magnanimous, but I'm not going to be. That putting me in a lot of situations would probably wind up... If I really was a representation of my character, I'd probably wind up losing a lot of friends. For example, a lot of the stuff in Book 5 of Fire Emblem Heroes, where basically... we wound up getting sold out to somebody who is incredibly obvious, to people who are incredibly obviously evil, just because somebody basically decided to be a female version of Sane and Gatry and all those guys and wanted to get into the pants of the guy who is incredibly obviously evil. We got sold out for that, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not forgiving you. I don't care what my character says. I don't forgive you, and I will hold this over your head at every opportunity, and I will not hesitate to remind you that you sold me out just so you could try and get some nookie. I'm not happy with you, and I'm going to make you remember that every single day. But then again, admittedly, I've tended to call out what I think are some of the dumber decisions in the writing for that game quite a lot. Mind you, I am at the moment fairly impressed that the writers actually managed to, shall we say, screw up and actually have some competent and engaging stories and plot twists. Now we get stuck on a wall. The camera flips really don't help. Yeah, I'm not sure if there was supposed to be Strong Kong or anything like that. But navigating that maze sucks so much. You practically need the 3 melons to try and get through this. You always get clobbered by that wall when it starts moving. The camera flip is what does you in. Also, trying to get the bananas doesn't help. But yeah, the fact that it takes off a chunk of melon, an entire melon each time, is terrible. This is probably the last really, really crappy challenge in Crystal Caves. I think the last of our bananas are there. But, like, I don't get why they had to make it such a lethal challenge. Like, the abundance of crystal coconuts, to me, indicates that a strong Kong barrel is supposed to be there. Ugh. But there's not. There isn't actually a strong Kong barrel. You just have to keep going through the blasted maze, death thankfully being a slap on the wrist. Like, I love your games, Rare, but this is not great level design. Ugh. Like, if you can actually get past that bit where the maze starts moving towards you and the wall comes and hits you in the face. I very nearly clipped through the wall. Oh, come on. We're making good progress. We're nearly there. Oh, come on. Mercy invincibility. I don't even care that I'm on, like, 99 bananas or something like that. We've got it, we can get out. That one just sucks. Like, admittedly, Strong Kong would probably make that a bit too easy, let's be honest. But then again, there are some challenges that are basically just use Strong Kong to get here, so you sort of wonder why they didn't give you the opportunity to use it, but it's just me, I guess. Where have we got Lankies? All the way around here. All the way around here, actually. I went the wrong way. That poor old Kasplatter's probably got to be getting really, really tired of things, because it's like, okay, I finally managed to respawn. I can come back in. It's like we're spawn camping him. Just, okay, I've respawned. Bang, dead. Now, we have to wind up taking out a group of enemies in order to get a bit of progress. Ah, precious oranges. Wait, did a beaver just glitch on screen? Okay, as I was saying, we got precious vitamin C. Lanky's not going to get scurvy tonight. And now we get our baboon balloon pads. So, very carefully, we must inflate ourselves just like a balloon. Complete with attendant silly sounds and make our way up here. Drift along slowly and carefully. I'm surprised that worked. Whoop. There we are, we've got pretty good banana totals. And there we are, one more regular banana to go, then we can take on the boss. And it will be a good opportunity to go and talk to Snide, because we will need DK to fight the boss, and DK is providing us with our blueprint animations. One more Kong to go. Whew. It's been an adventure, this one. But yeah, I was surprised. I thought I'd wind up disliking Fungi Forest a lot more than I did, but Crystal Caves is... It's not super challenging, it's just sort of a really annoying level. You don't really wind up knowing where you're going that easily. There are several obvious areas, but a lot of the terrain just looks similar. Some of the challenges are just plain irritating rather than, I suppose, being serious challenging. Rather than being serious tests. Excuse me. Neither of the buttons are actually responding there. And I mean, I have missed a lot. Well, that's a bit rude. Yeah, you basically have to kill the kosher and try and predict where that thing is going. Probably want to get that banana balloon. And sometimes the longer ground pound animations are actually problematic. Thank you. Because they kind of hinder... Okay. There we go, we actually got it. I thought I had to do a few more. Much easier to just use that to deal with him. And there he goes. So, all set and ready to rumble against the boss until we get the banana fairy. Wow, that thing respawns really fast. Better nail this in one shot. At least I've actually been on par with my photographs. I don't think I've missed this whole session. Oh, yeah, that kosher comes back really quickly, so we are getting out of dodge. So, all I need to do is find a boss door and we're set. We've got everything we need to out of the way. There might... Is there one near the start? There's one near Snides. Definitely. So let's get DK out. And then we can show off our blueprint animation and take on the boss. What a day. What a day. At least I've got all this sorted out. So, blueprint animation. They don't have... They start combining animations from here. Now, it's been a while between sessions, so I kind of blanked on what each one is. So there we are, we handed in some of Diddy's, and we're good to go. Run on into the boss door, but I'll take DK last. Chunky has all his bananas, doesn't he? Yep, so Chunky, Tiny, then one of the others, and then Donkey. Donkey doesn't have... So if we go down here... Oh, that's just telling us how much we've given to them. Whoops. Anyway. Let's hand over the 350 bananas. And we'll be able to fight the boss and wrap up the episode. We don't have much more we can do on the overworld until we get to the last 2 level lobbies. And we're making part of the way there once we've beaten this world, because we need the last 2 keys to get into the final world. Chunky enjoying a bit of a rest. Fair enough, because this has been a pretty rough one. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. I'm happy to have it all done, though. I just don't know why it's been so oddly frustrating. Most of my commentary has devolved into me going insane. I mean, I started out with the stupid rabbit race. Busy Barrel Barrage proved surprisingly frustrating. Then there was the stupid beetle race. So yeah, I think the most annoying parts of the game probably wind up popping up in this level and in Creepy Castle. Some of the challenges are pretty simple, and it's very fortunate that death is a slap on the wrist. But yeah, I just had to let the rabbit get blown up at least once. It's petty, I know. But after all the crap he puts you through, first refusing to give you the gold banana and then basically getting so far ahead in a... yep, it was the one banana in the maze. There was one banana in the maze I missed, but I don't care. I'm going in 99 and out. Because we are fighting the boss. We're wrapping up Crystal Caves. I'm not dealing with any more frustration. At least not till we get to Creepy Castle. Thankfully, the game makes up for it with the final level, though. I don't know what Creepy Castle's going to be like. It's big. It's a bit fiddly at times, but it can be fairly simple. Some of the challenges are fairly simple depending on what you've got and when. But it's mostly beavers that suck. The beaver bother challenges, we'll see how they go. The door closes. And there is a lot of construction work. You might recognize that shell. After a lot of therapy and rehabilitation, Armadillo is back. We very nearly destroyed his neural functions last time by electrocuting him, but now he has returned for round 2. Just don't mention the nervous twitch in his left ear. He's a bit sensitive about that. And guess what? He's got the same tactics. Wait, why didn't that count? Alright, so I'm still a bad shot. That has not changed. You have to hit him right in the nose. So there's a bit of a shockwave when he hits the ground, but... more cranial trauma! Once again, Armadillo's nervous system winds up copping an absolute pasting from our TNT barrels and his short-circuiting shell. Why didn't they fix that? Now the cannons disappear and we get jetpacks. So let me put it this way. Dogadon launched shockwaves. Kasplats launched shockwaves. Trust me, if you can dodge those, you can dodge Armadillo's attacks. Why do I keep... Alright, I'm keeping the... Okay, keeping the barrel with me won't be a good idea. Like, we have way more health on top of that, and barring my surprisingly terrible accuracy, Armadillo really doesn't add anything new. Like, we've dealt with the jetpacks, we've dealt with the shockwaves. Armadillo is still a joke, and he only takes one more hit than the last time. So, yeah, we get the jetpacks, but big deal. Yeah, send out another shockwave. Fine. We get our timing right. We dodge it. And he's still a joke. Like, Dogadon put up a hell of a fight. Dogadon was actually a legitimately tough opponent who tried to use the arena to his advantage. I'm probably not exactly going to be... I'm always throwing it off to the side just a little bit, but he still turns his head right into the path. I still don't think this controller is built for precision, but I'm also really, really bad at aim, and he's lost his cannons again. Now this time we haven't managed to completely destroy his brain with the electrical trauma. No, he's come back with a resistance to electricity. He's competing with a brand new plan. Still the jetpacks. Another shockwave. Really? This is not imaginative. But we do have one more trick up Armadillo's sleeve. A comically oversized cannon. Zoom the camera out if you're worried, but they do follow in your path. We also get a comically oversized missile. And then we hit him in the nose. And all that cranial trauma becomes too much for him. He blows up and he dies. Like, given that you have basically 3 melons, you can tank most of Armadillo's attacks. You can tank that big missile at the end. This is a painfully awful boss fight. It's compared with Dogadon. Like, I mean, even the 2 bosses before it, Puffdos. You're fighting the giant pufferfish in a boat that has abysmal handling. The boat handles like a shopping trolley. That's probably where most of the difficulty comes from. That and Puffdos leads its shots. Yep, we're doing pretty well. So yeah, Puffdos is a pain in the backside to try and deal with. Dogadon can actually be a really dangerous opponent who puts up a good fight on account of the fact that he actually uses a bit of clever strategy here and there. Armadillo uses basically the same tactics as he did last time, just adding in the jetpack shockwave and the barrage of fireballs at the end. It's nothing you haven't dealt with before. In fact, you've probably dealt with the Puffdos's rain of fireballs. And that's probably a bit more difficult because essentially they're random. They nearly landed on a beaver. I was saying about Armadillo being easy and I get thumped around by a beaver. Oh, I'm gonna have to hand in my license at this rate. But yeah, Armadillo, and compared to the next boss, which is extremely finicky, it's just pathetic. Armadillo is really, really pathetic, but interestingly, it kind of shows that the Kremlings are getting a bit desperate. Because the next boss, the boss in Creepy Castle, is literally a gigantic cardboard cutout of King K. Rool that can somehow shoot lasers. They're getting desperate to try and stop you, but they don't have enough resources. So, we need one more key, and then we will be able to make it to the final level. But we will, of course, have to collect 400 bananas and defeat the boss of Creepy Castle. DK's earned a break, I think, and I'm going to try and recover my sanity. Next time I'll probably have slightly better planned topics, but this was almost really the rant episode because we have so many little irritations in Crystal Caves, it'll be interesting to see what Creepy Castle is like. But we've done our bit, and we're all good to go. It's behind K-Lumsies for the next challenge. And as we take a look right up DK Island's nostrils, this is Red 2, returning to base.